2020 will be remembered for a lot of things. Most of them are bad, but there is one thing I think that's flying far under the radar. Something is invading America, and that something is Ultraman. Hey everyone, I am Achilles, and something I love covering on this channel is when two things I love intersect. A menage a deux of awesome, if you will. Today is one of those videos because Tokusatsu and comics collide in a joint venture from Super Raya Productions and Marvel Comics in The Rise of Ultraman. I can pretty much guarantee that no matter where you are in the US, you've seen hints of Ultraman in pop culture. The Giant of Light has even made its way stateside a few times. While never hitting that breakout success that other Toku adaptations were able to reach, Ultraman has retained a cult following in the West anyways. And recently, the Kool-Aid's been flowing, if you know what I mean. The Ultraman franchise has been on an absolute tear the last 12 months. Starting with Mill Creek Entertainment's release of the original season on Blu-ray last October, all the way up to the current Ultraman season, Ultraman Z, airing simulcast on YouTube with English subtitles. All of this not only to reward longtime fans in the West, but also to garner a new English audience. They even released an adaptation of the Ultra manga on Netflix. But do you know the best way to grab an English audience? Put your hero on a cover with freaking Spider-Man. Super Raya has partnered with the biggest comic publisher in the world to bring their flagship hero west. While Spider-Man and Marvel can get readers in the door, Grandma always said, "Don't judge a book by its cover." And that is where Marvel decided to bring in the big guns. They needed someone who could not only write an engaging story, but would have the love for the source material that would give longtime fans faith to buy in as well. Enter Kyle Higgins and Matt Groom. You may recognize Higgins as being the architect of Boom Studios' first Mighty Morphin Power Rangers run. It wouldn't be an overstatement to say that Higgins is single-handedly responsible for the rejuvenation of the Power Rangers franchise in the last few years. He found a way to update the story for modern times, while also balancing Power Rangers' zany tone to match the interests with people that grew up on the show. On the other side, Matt Groom made his solo writing debut last year with Self-Made for Image Comics, but his big Tokusatsu cred sheet comes from the Ranger Danger podcast. Groom has been marathoning and reviewing every episode of Power Rangers ever for years with his co-hosts. Ranger Danger also held episodes of their podcast Boom Room that supplemented every single issue of Kyle Higgins' Power Ranger run, which I absolutely recommend you listen to. It is an amazing insight into comic book writing. So with all that said, and a powerhouse creative team that know their way around the genre, The Rise of Ultraman was born. But I can hear you asking, well, Hawk, the comic dropped yesterday, so how is it? Well, without going too far into spoiler territory, I loved it. I've been getting into Ultraman much more the past year, but I have a very baseline knowledge of the earlier seasons. I can confidently say that you don't need any prior knowledge to get into this issue, but if you do a little something something, you might get a little more something something. The main story follows Shin Hayata, an intelligent young reject of the United Science Patrol, while his best friend Akiko Fuji was actually accepted into the program. Shin's having a little bit of a hard time dealing with this, but a phenomena dating back to 1966 is about to change everything. The issue has two backups, both written by Higgins and Groom. The first invokes the name of Ultra Q, whilst laying the groundwork of our story setting in a pretty unexpected way. And the second seems to be workplace posters for the USP starring the friendly Kaiju Pigmon. While the latter is seemingly thrown in for fun, the Ultra Q backup might be something you want to keep your eyes on in future issues. And it would be an absolute disservice not to mention the art. Francesco Manna draws Western characters with a distinct Eastern influence. It's a balance that really benefits the book by how effortlessly it's pulled off. Michael Cho handles the art for the Ultra Q backup, and it will absolutely make you feel like you're watching a black and white television show. All in all, this miniseries is off to a fantastic start. Higgins and Groom have both hinted at the scope for the entire thing, and it seems like they're going to cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, this isn't a narrow story where we're pulling from the mythos of Ultraman to build a big tapestry.
I mean, I would borderline argue that anyone who read my Power Rangers run, if you thought that was large in scope, this gives it a run for its money for sure.
This should excite fans of not only Higgins' Power Ranger run, but comics fans as a whole. The Rise of Ultraman is shaping up to be its own comics event, and all involved have strongly suggested that this is just the first story in a larger project. So we've got to wait and see where it goes. Are you planning on picking up The Rise of Ultraman? Or if you did, let me know your review of it in the comment section down below. Plus, I want to be friends with you, so come find me on any social media. They're right there on the screen. Also, we have a Discord. The link is in the description. Come find me in there. I stream on Twitch every Tuesday and Thursday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Also, if you cannot forget, please henching that like button into a blue boy and rider kick the subscribe button. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.